He definitely set you up.
Yeah, he set me up.
Because
I love him, but he set me up.
You know that never went back to Chicago he never went back after Chicago after the second season. He'll send everybody else, y'all go ahead. I mean, watch this shit. All right, y'all gotta do X, Y, and Z. Nope. Them they doped him out. No, I'm dead ass. They fiend him out and he went to sleep. He never returned back there. Wow.
No, that's
like
cool.
literally like, go to sleep.
Yeah. Yo. I just want to get right to it. Look. No introductions, no interruptions. When I roll into functions, just know that it's tucked in. Like I wore a tux in. Say hello to Justin. Justin for making something out of nothing. Mama told me I'm a star. Them haters said I wasn't. Now I'm looking at a mugging from a V-dozen shrugging. Feeling like McLovin. I'm becoming a conundrum. These dum-dums forgot where I come from. There's nothing that we run from. BK, niggas know the status. Got like 2 spots in the top 3 rappers. Turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.
Alright, we back.
No. You gotta do it like how math do.
I refuse.
Pause. That was crazy. That was wild, bro.
That's what you get.
Out the gate.
that's what you get. What's going on, world? It's my expert opinion, the greatest show on the planet Earth, independent, whooping ass out here, taking no names because we don't really care that much.
That's right.
Your man, Mr. MECC, to the right. Almighty KO.
I got the chain
He's
today.
not looking.
I got the chain today.
Oh, everybody's. What is this?
I want it to be like spin.
You ain't even.
You gotta catch up. Like,
yeah.
No. I gotta keep it in now. I know where I'm at.
Oh, I feel you.
Wow. Wow.
Is that a pause?
That's a girl.
Now it's a girl. When I say
it's a girl,
it's a problem when I do it. It's cool.
Nah. Kim is one of the fellas when she in the shop. So
you.
Yeah. She's supposed to get paused.
Yeah, y'all need to write these rules down.
Y'all change them every week.
They swap.
They definitely change.
Shout out to Gat Murder, Gat Taylor.
You gotta do it the correct way, man. Gat Taylor.
You know I support.
Yeah, that's pause.
What's happening today?
Today is crazy. Like you gotta say it the right way, man. You gotta say it the right way.
I can't even salute the
Gat Taylor in the building.
It's too late. Hey, what up?
Well, man, chilling, man. How you, man?
Blessed as fuck. Everything on the incline. Yourself?
All is well, man. Another day in Harlem. How can I not be happy?
It's Harlem dudes, bro. Spin.
What's going on? What's going on?
You seen how your man did the watch just now when it was his turn?
Oh no, the whole setup. I'm trying not to look over here. Disrespectful.
That's what happened when y'all called me last minute, man. I can't put my shit
Wow. That's that MEO money.
Tucking.
Yeah, you gotta start doing that because they're gonna start thinking we getting money now, man. Don't do that.
We know. Too late for that.
Don't do that.
About one election too late for that.
That's that MAGA money.
Yo, forget what they talking about. Make sure y'all follow my Instagram, SPINOZO World, please.
Yeah, help you get to that those Republican checks. Stimulus package.
I ain't gonna lie, my man went viral. I don't know. That might be that viral money, right? It could be that viral money.
You know they affect the algorithm. It's there. So, and last but not least, definitely not least, we have a Brooklyn legend via Queens and Harlem and the Bronx and Staten Island. The man is as New York as the Chrysler Building, and he's got more stories than that. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him. You wish you could go to the party with him, because ain't no baby oil. Just a lot of Hennessy. One time for the boy Ceasar.
Thank you.
That was a bit
that was
much.
Nice, MECC. That was nice, MECC.
I'm trying to.
Baby oil though, bro? Come on, son.
MECC wrote that
I left
on his
that
way
out.
here.
Come
MECC's
on.
writing that.
You can't get mad at what I don't say. Like, I gotta let me rock. Cease, what's good with you, bro?
No, I'm good, man. I can't complain, bro.
I mean, you could, but I don't know who would listen.
Yeah, no one's gonna listen, man. No one complains on a nigga on top, man. It falls on deaf ears.
You had rough times.
Rough times? I wouldn't call it rough times. I would say went through hell.
See, I was being nice because you said, on top of the game, but
Nah, I gotta recognize nigga was at the bottom at one time.
He got Canada Gooses and he came a minute ago.
Between that and I'm quiet. Talk to us. Talk to us. What's first of all, it's not often we get to talk to people who have gone through what you went through, especially from that side. We talk to rappers all the time who have bad contracts. We talk to entertainers who end up fucked up in the game off the strength of this, that, and the third. But it's not all the time we run into somebody from the film world, television world, and we get to see it play out scene by scene. You dig what I mean? Like in real time, it's different when they come back around and tell you, oh, my contract was this, that's why this happened, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But for you, we damn near saw every step, and it was a downward step. What was that like living through it with everybody watching, everybody knowing your business?
Bro, that shit was hell. Cause you gotta understand, yo, like the shit started off with with my daughter situation, you feel me? And then it just never stopped. Everything just kept declining. And it was like, I believe at the time, it was just like on some shit. It was just bad luck. But you know, when you sit back and you start thinking about the shit, when you out of the situation, I had the wrong people around me. You feel me? And it was like, I'm doing so much and I'm doing their job too. And there's not no excuse because you got to pay the cost to be the boss. But when you insulate yourself with the right team, shit like that don't happen. You feel me? And that's why I just feel like in this chapter of my life, that shit was supposed to happen like this. Some people they sit back and be like, damn, nigga went through hell, I'm gonna just give the fuck up. I'm not wired like that. I'm more like a nigga who's basically walked through hell and happy because my feet keeps working, bro. Because I know I'm gonna get through it. I just gotta learn this lesson. And every loss is a lesson. I always tell people that shit. I could have sat back and been like, man, fuck that. I'm gonna go to Zeus. I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna go to that. Nah, my nigga, I'm not being a puppet no more. I called myself a boss and then I turned around and got fired. How the fuck am I a boss? So I had to really sit back and really calculate my life. That's why people ain't see me outside like that. People ain't see me parties. Because at the end of the day, when you starting to grow, you got to step back from everything and clear your mind, because at the end of the day, there's no backup plan for niggas like us. You feel me? You're the backup. You feel me? So at the end of the day, I had to sit back and like, nah, I can't do this, yo. And I just changed a lot of things in my life. Like, as you see, I started bodybuilding. Like, who the fuck would think Ceasar be bodybuilding, yo? I had to take that almost as my therapy. To not crash out, because I had things to crash out about, but then it's like no one hears you when you sitting there basically crying, bro. You sitting crying out for help, but no one's gonna hear you because you helped everybody else. You can help yourself, and that's the point. You know what I mean? I see it right now with certain situations, big name people. You know what I mean? People don't want to say it. Even with Diddy, he helped wild fucking people, even though. You know what I mean? He's going to do it. No one says nothing about him. Yo, Diddy, hold your head. Niggas rapping crack jokes, and then it's like, damn, man. Niggas really have families on that other shit. You know what I mean? At least niggas can say and say, yo, hold your head. I remember when I was going through this whole shit, bro. I ain't had nothing from nobody, bro. And I remember how many people I really put on. Niggas ain't have no real talents, no nothing. And I sat there and made sure niggas were making 6 figures a year and better. So it was like, where was the remorse for me? But then I had to step out of that shit because a lot of people want to fucking play victim. I'm not a victim, bro. I just went through some situation and I had to get myself the hell out of it.
Well, first of all, good to see you on your feet.
Good looking, bro.
Like, first of all. Second of all, I'll get back to that. When the first domino fell,
right,
and you're thinking to yourself, it's not that bad. You're trying to, this will blow over, this will go away.
Right.
But then the next thing happens, and what was the point when you realized it wasn't gonna stop, and this downward slide was gonna continue?
Honestly, it didn't stop till I hit the bottom. It didn't, because it wasn't nothing. It was like the train was moving and I couldn't get in front of it. Like regularly, I'm good in getting in front of some problems, you feel me? But I couldn't get in front of most of this shit because it wasn't nothing I could really do. It was people that was close to me doing this shit. And it was like, I couldn't see it coming. A lot of shit I didn't see coming. I'm like, oh, and they had me stuck to the point that I regressed in myself. I'm sitting here like, oh shit, this person did this shit to me. Oh shit, this person did this shit to me. I'm sitting back watching that shit. And it was like, that shit had me almost dumbfounded to the point that I couldn't react. And I'm quick to react and get shit solved. I couldn't solve that shit.
Which one hit the hardest? Not gonna say your daughter because that's family. Everybody can understand that. But like, which situation really? Wow, you?
I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of people that was like, wow, you. But at the end of the day, it was always my daughter. That shit still affects me now to this day. Even in our relationship, it's like, yo, you could have cleared this shit up, and no, you didn't, bro. And it's like, I can't say I have any discrepancies towards it now that, you know what I mean, we're trying to get through it. But it's like, damn, bro, like you really did that to me, your father. And it was like, ever since then, I had this wall up against me. Like, you know me and shit like that. Like, I'm always happy, go lucky and shit like that. Like, fuck it, we living life, we making money. It is what it is. But it's like, that shit started to make me, I wouldn't say depressed, but I just started feeling like I didn't want to be around people.
Well, you don't know who you can trust.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's like, when I always heard when old school, you grow up around your peoples, your niggas, and you hold them down. When I found out my niggas ain't my niggas, it's like, oh shit, what the fuck? Oh, I'm by myself in this world. Because I always sat there and thought, like, if you take your peoples with you, you always gonna be with your people. Y'all gonna grow old together, sit back and rocking chairs, laughing about the old days. But it ain't like that, yo. That shit's a fairy tale. And that bubble had to get popped. I thought, like, I brought niggas with me, you know what I mean? We on TV, we getting money, and it's like, damn, niggas just left me for dead. And I had to take that. And I'm still sitting there like, I'm not making myself a victim because I never want to be that. It was just that I'm just expressing what was going through my head. It was like, fuck, I gotta get through this now.
So how's your relationship with them now?
You ever been to my Instagram?
Nah, I haven't.
All right, if you ever see my Instagram, you don't see no pictures of them. There's nothing like that no more. You feel me?
Right.
Like, the closest person to me was Ted. I ain't talked to him in like 2 years.
Damn.
And this was all based off of what happened with the show and that
Yeah,
situation.
with almost everything, with all the situations, you feel me? Because if we call ourselves family, we supposed to stick together through thick and thin. And I don't sit here and put anybody's business out, but I've been there for people thick and thin, not giving a fuck and shit. Like, putting my own job and my own career on the line to make sure shit don't happen how it's supposed to happen. When motherfuckers trying to get niggas off the screen and fire them, nah, it ain't happening. We all grew up together. We all eat together. That was what my mind frame was. So when I seen certain shit, it was like, damn, I made sure you was good for the last 10 years. And you couldn't just sit there and hold me down or at least say something in a situation like, yo, this nigga ain't that bad, bro. He went through something. You know what I mean? Everybody go through something. Niggas ain't even comment on me. And I, like I said, I had to sit there and eat that because everybody be sitting there and pointing, man, fuck that, yo. He should have did this for me. Nah, I'm just saying the obvious. I'd have done that, but everybody ain't you.
You think that any one of them really wanted your spot? And like kind of like wanted to see you fall so they can rise up?
If you watch everything, you watch what was going on after I left, yeah. Because if we came in as a team and you know the amount of times I done saved niggas' jobs, brought niggas back, did all this other shit, why would you sit there and say, yo, listen, we ain't doing this shit without this nigga, bro? Mm-hmm. Like, you did a half a season without me and got canceled. It wasn't like you was supposed to hold nigga down, bro. Like, I could understand you want a position, but you ain't gonna take the head nigga's position if you're not a head nigga. And niggas ain't know how to run that situation. So you sitting here, I'm running this shit, and I'm executive producer for the damn show. So I'm sitting there putting together every fucking thing and running a tattoo business. Not just one shop, a couple shops. How the fuck you gonna replace a nigga like that? You when niggas just sitting on the couch.
So is it that they wanted your spot, or they just didn't want you to have your spot anymore?
I just feel like they seen the money grab and they was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take that shit. They didn't know how much I was getting paid. So niggas was like, fuck that. If he ain't here, we could get that shit. And it's like
crazy.
But it always comes down to it. Cause it's like, damn, I never understood what the fuck would be like, yo, why the fuck y'all niggas ain't stand up for me?
There was never a conversation behind the scenes?
There was a couple of members, you feel me? And I was sitting there like, they was the newest people, you feel me? Like Young Bay, Tati came holler at me like, yo, this shit ain't going down like that. They trying to fuck you over. I'm not gonna film without him. So what happened? Even Spider. So what happened is they got rid of them. And one individual, particular Puma, once he see all the niggas that was loyal to me, if you watch that new season, he got rid of all of them. Cause they was loyal to me. And they already knew I was taking them to the bag. We was about to do some other shit, bro. And that's why I sat in like, you know what? I gotta start reevaluating my whole circle.
Do you think there ever be a moment where you feel like, you know what? It happened, passed, you can get actually reconcile this?
You know the funny thing is, I'm a businessman, right? I always see like niggas can make $1. But people, motherfuckers gotta understand, a nigga ain't gonna cross, boom, a nigga ain't gonna shoot at you, miss, and then come around and be best friends the next couple of years and shit like that. It's just not gonna happen. I'm not gonna forget that I know what you capable of doing. Feel me? So it's always gonna be that, but we get some money together, but it's like, sooner or later, I'm just gonna be like, And then that's just how it is. It's like, niggas been together so fucking long, it was supposed to be an automatic thing. A nigga ain't supposed to teach you loyalty. Loyalty is already supposed to be brought in you. So if you ain't brought with that loyalty, nigga, I ain't gonna teach you that shit.
But how you trust people after that? Because it seemed like until you get into a situation, you don't know who's who.
And that's the thing. Right now, you feel me? I got a strong ass team now. You feel me? Those are the niggas that held me down when everything happened. When everything was falling, my shops was dropping and all that other shit, I was sick, bro. Like, niggas don't understand how bad it got for me. Like, I went through some shit and then I went through some health shit. Like, it took me, like last year, October, I went through 2 strokes.
Whoa.
2 of them shits.
Wow.
How? You
Bro.
the last time I saw you was...
All right, high blood pressure runs in my family, also the black community, right?
Right.
A nigga sit there and say, yo, that shit run in my family. I always had high blood pressure. But once you start not watching it, it could hit you. So what happened was, I'm sitting here talking, I'm in the house talking, and I just start talking gibberish. I'm like, and I can't remember my fucking word. I'm like, maybe I'm overthinking. You know what I mean? A lot of stress, fuck it. That's the first one. I go to the shop now, I'm trying to do a tattoo. I can't even see the shit. And I'm fucking put my hat, I got my hoodie on my head. I'm like, my bodyguard Scopa like, yo, something's wrong with you. I'm taking you to the hospital. Man, I ain't going to no fucking hospital, man. Fuck a hospital. I'm good. Man, listen, this nigga dragged me to the hospital, my stubborn ass, yo. Yo, listen, my blood pressure was like, no lie, it was over 180 something or 190 something, over 130 something.
Damn.
The nigga said, you in the ICU right now. They put me in ICU. They started doing CAT scans to see what was going on, see if a whole bunch of blood went to my brain, how much damage it was. It was like 2 little spots. Bro, them 2 little fucking drops of blood had me in the hospital for a whole fucking month.
Wow.
And that's the funny shit. I almost died and I ain't seen nobody come holler at me.
Next question, who pulled
up? No one pulled up on me.
Is it possible they didn't know?
Nah, niggas knew. Everybody, niggas calling from Atlanta, told me, yo, what the fuck happened to you? I'm like, I'm telling you, and the funny shit is, I'm in the hospital under John Doe, but everybody in my circle knew what was going on, and he was talking because he was holding me down because I couldn't go to Atlanta no more because I'm fucked up. I'm wearing a life vest when I got out the hospital.
Shit.
So and that's how real it got. And no one knew about that shit. I ain't post no pictures or I'm in the hospital. I ain't do none of that shit. Cause like I tell you, no one's gonna make me no victim, bro. I'm not, that's not how I'm built. My mother went through wild shit being a Jamaican immigrant woman and she had no excuses. She ain't make herself no victim. She ain't, I'm not doing that shit. I learned from her. So when I went through that shit, it was like, nah, God teaching me a lesson, bro. I'd have been there for anybody else if they'd have heard that shit. I'm hearing strangers calling me. Motherfuckers is showing up to my hospital like, nah, I heard you was in the hospital and searching the whole floor for me. But still wasn't them people.
I'm with Spin's question. It has to be hard to have your faith in people shaken that bad. Like, I don't know if I could trust myself to enlist people, to bring people onto a team after I've trusted this group and was so wrong about so many people. I don't know if I trust myself after that.
You know what? At the end of the day, and I'll be truthful with you, I don't allow no more new people in my life. If when shit went down, if you wasn't there for me, I can't do it. I almost fucking died, bro. Like, I almost literally died and nobody was there. I'm sitting here like, what the fuck did I do? Am I a bad? You start questioning yourself like, am I a bad person or something? Like, I know I done helped niggas out and gave niggas money and did what I had to do. And that was just for love, but damn, am I that stupid? Then you gotta say, God talk to you, bro. You sitting in the hospital, it's silent. You got a bullshit ass fucking TV on, and you like, how did it get to this? That's my moment of clarity. My moment of clarity was in a fucking hospital at Brownsville. In Brownsville, because I was in my Brooklyn shop. And honestly, I did a lot of charity work for Brookdale. They took so much good care of me. I had a team of doctors coming around the clock. My cardiology, the brain doctor, this doctor,
neurosurgeon,
everything, bro. They took they already knew what it was, because I didn't know what it was. I'm like, man, y'all niggas is bugging. Like, yo, you had 2 strokes. Niggas don't survive like that. They like, you lucky you know your face ain't this, and you got like, and true story, I swear to God, I thank God every day that never happened to me. Cause a lot of motherfuckers don't survive that shit.
Shout out to Scoper too, man, because if he ain't make that call,
bro,
he probably wouldn't have never went to the hospital.
And that's why this nigga never's gonna leave my side, bro. Wherever I go, he with me. That's my brother. That nigga saved my whole entire life. If I sat there and I went home and went to sleep, you wouldn't have heard from me.
For those that don't know, this is Scope right here. Let's
stand up.
One time.
My guy right there.
Get mad at you if you walk down the street by yourself.
He does too, bro. He does too.
Bark on you. Mac, where you going? I'll be right back. Where y'all going? Yell at me from down the street. You see that turban from space.
That's a fact.
That's my God.
That's a fact.
So let's I love the fact that you fought your way back. Right? I dig that. I hate that you had to go through it in order to get where you are now. But you're still in a position where you need to trust a bunch of people.
Yeah.
How do you make that work?
I'm gonna have to have faith. Like, I know now the qualities that I don't need to have in certain people. You feel me? Like I could tell red flags now.
Give me a red flag. What's something you see that says, nah?
If a person sits there and say, oh, I would do this differently if I was you, nah, that's a big red flag. You feel me? Because that's envy. Niggas sit in their picture and they you and shit like that. You feel me? And there's a lot of times I've been through that shit. You're like, nah, you shouldn't do that. And be like, bro, you ain't been in this position. If you, I'm gonna say it just like this. If you're more successful than me, then I'll take advice from you. If you're not, then I'm not doing that shit.
But if you got a team of people who have different ideas,
I take the advice from ideas, the suggestions.
Can they advise you?
But exactly, they can advise me, but the final decision will be mine.
Oh, absolutely.
But it doesn't sound like that when
you
it
say
doesn't sound like
yeah.
advice when they're giving that red flag off.
Because sometimes their advice can be personal. It's for sometimes it could be their objective, what they want. You feel me? Not the collective.
Something that could benefit them more.
Exactly. And I always gotta watch out for that because I ain't gonna lie, a lot of humans are selfish.
I mean, as a boss, there's no way escaping that.
There's no way to escape that. So it's like you gotta put people on like almost like on stay keeping at a distance.
There's one way, but everybody's different. I've always advised people who are building a team to make sure that everybody has equal skin in the game. In other words, if I walk out of here with 100, it's gonna be 20, 20, 20, 20. Like everybody's up. But he did that, and it didn't work.
And then that's the next thing.
There's the character of the person that comes into play.
Because if I sit there and say, yo, listen, we're going to open a franchise, right? And we're going to have a shop in each state. Each of us going to have a shop. And we could get money. I don't give a fuck about you putting back into me. We each got that shop. Fuck it. We take off. Nah, these niggas don't want to do that shit. Fuck it. All right. I'm going to reopen Black Ink. When the first time we opened, right? I'm like, boom, I had to put 20 up. Y'all niggas give me 10, you feel me? And we all be equal partners and shit, because I never wanted to be the boss, bro. I ain't come here for that. I just came to help my people and tattoo. Nah, niggas ain't want that shit. They like, I can't do that, cool. So my thing is like this. Sometimes, and I'm gonna be honest with you, sometimes motherfuckers don't want to be bosses. They just want to work, yo. And sometimes you just got to take them as it is.
We talked about that.
Yeah, you can't make everyone a boss. You can't make people, like, you can't do that because they're not suited for that.
And you was asking them for the 10 basically after they made bread, so the money wasn't the problem.
Exactly. We already got our VH1 checks, the first one. So.
I want to go back because you in the beginning you said something interesting. You said, I was the boss, but I got fired.
Right.
So I just want to go back to that. If you could kind of break down, how did that happen if you were the boss?
See, what happened was, right, I thought my contract was set up in a certain way that couldn't happen to me. And if it did, you know what I mean, I leave with my shit and they go with their shit.
Right.
What happened was, it wasn't like that because, you know, you pay lawyers in certain ways. But people keep telling me, oh, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? You learn the rules. You pay your lawyer to make sure this happens. With entertainment lawyers, especially with a big ass company like Viacom, they work with, that's the headquarters of all the motherfucking entertainment lawyers negotiating big deals in the city. So you can sit there and work out some deal with for your other clients, but then sacrifice the other one for that. So what happened was I got sacrificed. I thought I had a airtight fucking contract. I had it renegotiated, did this, to the point I thought I was guaranteed certain money, certain things. That ain't what happened. He told me, yeah, I got that. I got this for you. I got that. I sounded like, all right, bet. I got to get back to my business and shit like that. Not knowing, it wasn't even like that. And then when I had somebody else read over it, it was like, I ain't get fucked over.
But there was
like
a clause.
But there were certain clauses.
So was this the dog situation?
No, and then the animal cruelty, VH1 was scared that Peter was going to get on their ass about the whole situation. Because with me, I'm not going to lie to you, the situations could look kind of crazy, but it wasn't as crazy as everybody fucking think. Like, I was just killing dogs and beating them and doing all other shit. I was scared. You know what I mean? Niggas ain't properly trained with dogs and shit like that. So I panicked. Cool, I understand that. But there was way more shit going down on VH1 that I know about over the last 10 years that shit wasn't no fucking big deal. Feel me? So I sat there and was like, you know what? I'm going to just deal with that shit. But I thought there's going to be severance, this. Oh, yo, listen, Black Ink still going to run. You know what I mean? This. It was wild little bullshit. You feel me? I started getting blackballed from certain shit from VH1. I'm like, hold on. Last time I heard, like, I thought we was good. Like, yeah, we cut ties. I said, peace, you know what I mean? I didn't do no bullshit, start talking online about y'all, none of that shit. Man, they blackball me from BEATZ awards, this award, that award. I can't even get nothing. I'm saying like, damn, y'all niggas really trying to bury me, yo. And that's when I say, like, nah, I gotta come back somehow, some way.
So when you talk about, you know, your friends bailing out on you, can't trust them or whatever, now you have a lawyer. Lawyers you can't trust either. So moving forward, are you gonna have a lawyer on top of the lawyer to watch the work?
See, exactly. That's why now I start doing the family situation. My niece is an entertainment lawyer right now, going through that shit. And then I got her professor fucking with me too. So now all my entertainment situations, they go through them. You know? Now I got somebody I can actually trust. And then on top of that shit, like you said, I'm gonna have a lawyer watching lawyers, you know what I mean? Because I never understood that line until now. It's like, damn, I gotta have him watch you? The fuck? It's just part of the game.
Even then, it's still family.
And that's what I'm saying, but still it's part of the game. So I was like, if it's all right, it shouldn't be nothing wrong with me going to check with other people.
Do you ever feel like, damn, is this shit worth it? Like, all this headache of having this person watch this person, all these people you can't trust?
I really thought about that shit before, yo. That's why I really chilled for these last 2 years. Because I had to really think, like, do I really want to go through all this shit? Because you got to understand, there's a lot of motherfuckers that back did some bullshit to me and it was like, damn, do I really want to put myself out there? Because to me, it really was embarrassing going places, you know what I mean? Because everybody's seen that shit. It's like everybody watch it. They see your epic climb, but they watch your fucking downfall. And it's like, they be like, hey, Ceyz, and you don't know if they saying, hey, Ceyz, you stupid motherfucker, or hey, Ceyz, we're really proud of what you did, you feel me? Right. So I had to get that shit out of my head. And then once I started going back outside, it was like, yo, Ceyz, we fucking love you, bro. Like, nah, whatever you did for the culture, you did it, bro. Don't let anybody, and I keep hearing that shit, and it kept reassuring me like, nah, I just fucked up. I had a bad moment, but I wasn't a bad person. Because like I told you, I'm sitting in the hospital like, what the fuck, yo? I must be a bad person. If I went through all of this shit and God laid me down and put me in the hospital near death, I really started thinking like, what the fuck? I'm a fucked up person. But then when you start talking to people and people start reassuring you, and it's complete strangers. It's funny because it's complete strangers that I don't know and I'll probably never see again. Right. It's sitting here like, my nigga, nah, get back on your feet. You got this, yo. Nah, I got to do it for the people now, yo.
I think you're too petty to stop.
That too.
I think you got to get it back.
I got to and more because I worked hard for that shit, bro. I seen a vision. A lot of motherfuckers ain't know my vision or could even grasp that shit. So it was bigger than tattooing. It was bigger than just black ink. I seen something way bigger than that. And when we got there, we took it as, we didn't take the opportunity and really grasp the situation like, yo, we really did. We were shocked. Like, damn, y'all took us dirty little motherfuckers off 113th Street in Lenox, made a hit show out of it. All right, fuck, we gonna ride to the wheels go. But then it's like, damn, bro, we didn't take that whole opportunity because we could have did something bigger. We could have made a couple 100 other shows coming out of Harlem or the Bronx to put on. You know what I mean? It could have been something different. And that's why how I feel now is like, nah, I gotta change this whole demographic, bro. I got to.
So you're still going for it, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I'm still going for it.
Talk to us about the new team. Before we started filming, you said you're putting the team back together.
Yeah.
Who?
Everybody.
Who made it past? Who made the cut? Like who? How? Who?
Listen.
He did say he's a businessman.
Listen. Remember,
and does that mean that you're cool with letting VH1 back in the fold now?
Nah. I'm not doing that shit no more. You know why? Because the amount of money niggas made off my team, and we ain't got shit.
Well, I need to talk about this. This one right here. Because I work in television. So I understand a lot differently than everybody here. And when Black Ink came up, right, it was a specific time in TV.
Exactly.
Especially for reality TV. Right?
Prime time.
It was a specific time though. the bubble. If you look at where reality TV is right now,
Right.
it ain't like that.
Nah.
It's done. It's over.
We
Bubble
ran
burst.
that bubble.
You were
though.
part of that.
We ran that
You
bubble.
were part of that.
We was. We
Listen,
did.
I have scars because Black Ink Chicago, I
What the-
maintain, was the worst show I've ever produced. And the hardest show I've ever produced. I'm dead serious.
Nah,
that
I'm
wasn't
not-
funny
no,
at all.
listen.
That show took me away from my family.
Yeah, because
And I went to produce that show.
Yeah.
And it was
Scars
disrespectful.
How? Scars where?
Yeah.
Scars.
Yeah, listen.
wait,
Chicago's
listen.
different. Chicago's different.
Chicago, I
bro.
got a lot of scars. You know, individually, a lot of the cast was nice. Some of them.
Nobody.
But as a team,
yeah.
if I could go back in time, I'd never do it again. The check wasn't that big, and I don't think that there is a check that big for every time for me to fly home and be like, do I really want to go back there on Monday?
Kim, I almost feel like you need to switch chairs with Spin. You need to.
No, because
I want to hear this story.
Because Ceyz, Black Ink, a lot of these shows were a part of, let's just, say what it was. I was a part of it too.
You right.
Right?
Go ahead, say it.
Of really hurting the culture.
Yeah, we did.
Absolutely.
We did. Because now I see that
see it now.
didn't see it now. But you have to understand, we was following in from loving hip hop. So we had to turn up. You feel me? We thought this the only way to survive was to turn it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's why after the 5th season, I ain't fighting no more.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Because we used to get the fed the Hennessy and fed the drinks and all that shit. And before you know it, we turned up. We sitting there for 6-7 hours getting drunk. And they throw in a situation, all right, we gonna whoop this nigga ass. Or we need a commercial break. All right, who we got fuck up? But then you start looking back now and you start seeing the baddies and this and that. And it was like, there's no more storylines. They just get in the middle and start slugging. I don't like you no more. And it's like, damn, is that what they seen from Black Ink and Loving Hip Hop?
Girls are lining up auditioning.
And
knowing that they have to
auditioning.
fight.
They
Like, this is
I
crazy.
see all these other streaming platforms. I'm like, damn, is this what I love for the fucking culture, bro? But it was like, I can't make no excuses, but I could just sit and say we was young and dumb, And we had people basically giving us money to be young and dumb. So you was just going with it. And at the end of the day, I sit back because I went to a school and this little girl asked me the same thing. And she's like, do you think you harmed the culture? And I was like, yeah, I gave her the same answer. I did. Because I tried later on to show the entrepreneur side. That's why I did what I did, showing me opening the business show, because I felt like I was doing damage of us just fighting. It wasn't us. Like right now, you ain't gonna see me fight nobody, because at the end of the day, I ain't got no problems. But when you put us in a situation like that, and you put a camera in front of people, and you say, this is a commercial break, y'all being born, get it popping. I bet. And we come from an environment that we came from, and we gonna fight to survive.
I'm a writer. So I never went into a scene. Let me just clear that up. I never went into a scene and told any cast members to put hands on anyone. I always try to say it's emotion that comes out of scenes in television. And if you're a good producer,
you'll be able to
you can get the emotion out of it.
And somebody already gonna do it.
Right. Or even if you can heighten up a situation, but then everyone understands where you are. Like I get that, right? But it's hard when you come into a situation and maybe you just didn't have a good enough producer, right?
Which is true. And you
now,
also understand they hire new producers almost every season.
Oh, I know.
So
they
they trade them out. So every single one of them, they started at APs, then they became story producers. So they want to show that they best story producers. So they're gonna make sure some bullshit happens.
But also the environments, but then it's like, my best shows have been done with cast where I've worked collaboratively with the cast, right? But then you have some shows that's built where it's the cast against the producers.
Right. That's how it is a lot of times.
And that's
especially
how it was
Chicago.
on Black Ink.
Black Ink Chicago, definitely like that.
100%.
I heard about shit like that.
Yeah. Right. So it is, to me, right, like revealing now when a lot of people are out of work right now.
A lot.
Not just on the cast side.
No, Hollywood is out of work.
Right. But also on the producer side, right? So a lot of people are looking for work. They don't have it because the reality shows ain't staffing anymore. There's no more. You got to go to Zeus. You got to go to the streaming networks where they're doing this. And, I'm not sure where they're getting these budgets from. I don't know if you know. But
Yeah,
you
I
know,
do.
a lot of these budgets and a lot of the funding is coming. I mean, I'm gonna just say it, from liquor companies and things like that. So now you see the design of what it was meant to be. So just knowing that, right, and understanding that, how do you intend to change what has already been created in a structural sort of television landscape with how you're moving forward?
We got to go back to a few things you said. It's definitely answered, but we got to go back to a few things.
I feel like, how can I say it without getting a pause?
Just pause yourself and then you can say what you want to say.
Pause. You can't necessarily jerk the wheel that much.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sit there and gradually, because you have to understand, we're not the demographic that's really watching these shows now. It's the 18 to 21s and stuff like that. You feel me? The college student, even young kids. Because I be looking at young kids like, yo, how do you know me?
Right.
No, you ain't even supposed to watch this shit. So it's like certain things has to be basically, you have to set a standard for your own situation. You feel me? So that's why I'm dropping my own network with my own streaming platform because I feel like I hurt the culture. And a lot of stuff, I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely gonna have reality TV and it's gonna be ratchet, but it's gonna definitely have storyline. But it's gonna be more than that, you feel me? We're gonna have talk shows. I'm even gonna have a media base, like the news, that we could really take my network really serious and show like Black people could really own something and it doesn't have to be ratchet. I'm trying to do what BET was supposed to be. And it was supposed to be for us. And it's supposed to be entertaining as fuck. We see all these different sources going to YouTube, this and that. We don't own none of that shit. When they want to sit there and say you're fired or we don't want to put your content on your shit, they could easily cancel you. And it's easy, and they don't understand with one button you taking away from feeding all these people. Because at the end of the day, these influencers, everybody that's up on something or have some type of are feeding other people. So when you push that button and you fire them or they can't be their own bosses no more. So because I seen the Twitch, they done banned people. They done did this and people are making livings off that shit. I don't want to be part of that no more. I don't want to be a Kanye with Adidas able to sit there and be like, yo, fuck you, freeze your money and do whatever the fuck I want to because I voice my opinion.
Right.
I don't want that no more. We are always subjected, especially as a people, to being belittled because we have an opinion or we make an action that ain't like theirs, but they do the same fucking thing.
That's a whole.
So did you ever think about starting your own network?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
That's what he's saying.
That's what I'm about to do. I'm gonna start. It's going to be called the I Am Network. You feel me? Because the civil rights movement always moved me. I seen the I Am Man with the posters and shit, and I'm like, nah, that's what I'm naming my shit. I am. This is what it is. You know what I mean? I am the culture. I am this. I am that. And it's like it just fits so perfect. So I'm doing that shit, and I'm bringing back Black Ink, my whole fucking franchise, because it's my franchise.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Are you going to collaborate? Like I see people like Dame Dash doing sort of like the same thing. Yeah. I haven't heard him talk about his
everybody, like, you know what it is? I don't think I fuck with Dame, you feel me? I fuck with everybody, but I don't think I'm gonna do that because if it's too many cooks
in the kitchen,
it ain't gonna be
too many bosses.
Yeah, it's too many, and it's like I've been on television. You know what I mean? I was successful for a very long time. And I know all this shit is, and I know the evolution that's supposed to happen. Because honestly, if I didn't get fired from VH1, I was going to retire and become like making shows for them and stuff like that. That's what my contract was based on. It was being talent, and I was gonna start producing shows for them. Because I had a passion for that shit after, you know what I mean, after a couple of years. Because I'm saying, like, I could easily do this shit. If I did this shit with Black Ink, nigga, I know why motherfuckers that want to do shows, and I could put that shit together. And that's when I started to do it. But then it's like, I done made y'all niggas how much money, and I done got how much money? It's like, and then with the writer's strike and shit like that, I see how that whole money situation is with the streaming and shit like that. Even when you start calculating the money, it's like, if I do like Hulu, start getting contracts from commercials, and then I got subscriber-based money, which I already know. You know what I mean? I launched my own franchise back up. It's gonna be at least 4 to 5 million people watching that shit. Nah, I'm gonna do the reasonable shit. I gotta switch my mind. So it's funny because I went down to Atlanta. I went to Invest Fest. That shit fucked me up, bro.
Shout out to Earn Your Leisure.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Word. That shit fucked me up, and I went in there, and motherfuckers like, yo, see, you supposed to been here 2 years ago. What happened? Like, I'm walking through, and people like, yo, you supposed to been here. What's up? I'm like, what the fuck you talking about, yo? All right. I'm walking through that shit. And I'm seeing all these black entrepreneurs. That shit fucked me up too, because a lot of them started like, yo, I started because of you. I'm like, nigga, you ain't in tattooing? It's like, nah, yo, I seen a black man and he decided not to be a working man. He decided to have his own. And he helped his peoples. I said, oh shit. That's fucking dope. And it's like the whole time, that's all people kept saying that shit. So I went past this tech guy, right? And you know, I play video games and all that shit, but you know, nigga don't be understanding. And I remember Nipsey. Getting into tech and all that shit. So I'm sitting there talking to this man. He's like, yo, bro, I'll build your own fucking network. I said, what? I'll build your own shit. You help me out. Yo, this man right now has built me my own fucking network, bro. That I could sit here and put all this content and make all types of money. It's God, bro. I'm telling you, like, I felt like God made me go through this shit. I had to go through all the shit that I'm going through to get where I need to go, bro. And I really thought I was at the top of the mountain. I already see the vision. My nigga, I was nowhere near where I needed to be.
Any regrets?
Nah, I don't regret none of that shit because I had to learn. And I'm happy. I'm happy that I went through all this shit. It's crazy because 2-3 years ago, I wouldn't have said, nah, this is some bullshit. Fuck that. Nah, you gotta go through this shit because I just feel like now that I've been through all this shit, nigga, I know what the bottom feel like. I'm not scared no more. A nigga was scared to hit the bottom, and then you like, oh, this was about? Y'all niggas did all this shit to me, and I'm still breathing? Oh, y'all niggas done fucked up.
Here comes the petty.
Here it come.
Let me ask the two of y'all. Reality TV. Right. When it comes to black shows.
Right.
I see reality shows all over the place. Farmers, they'll make a reality show out of anything. People being overweight, people farming, people being polyamorous. There's rarely any fights on their shows.
No, there's not.
Why do we have to have the fights in order for our shows to be sold to these networks? Because
I think the people who are making the decisions don't understand the storytelling that we relate to. So, prime example, I had a white counterpart of mine tell me, and he's done a number of different shows, right, for networks. And by the way, I don't generally get hired for those shows, right? So I'm pretty much pigeonholed into like dealing with specific talent. And that has a lot to do as well with what it looks like on the post side. So post-production is really where the show is made, not to take anything away
you're
from
absolutely
cast,
right. They'll call back and be like, nah, we need this.
Post-production is where the money is, you know what I'm saying? Even as a showrunner, when I come in and do a show, a lot of times they'll hire me as a field showrunner, and then they'll stop my production calendar and add another EP in post.
Oh, you was a field producer?
I mean, I'm a showrunner, but I work in the field primarily. So like if I have credentials and say, oh, I can do this in post, it really doesn't translate. Most post departments are predominantly white. It is extremely hard to find black editors, right? Black post producers. So a lot of people don't understand that after you film the show, there's a significant amount of time. Let's say if you film the show for 12 weeks, right? That same amount of time happens in post. So they'll film, right? In production, and then they'll be done filming, and then post will get the footage. And now they're looking in comment. Black Ink was a show. Out of a lot of the shows that I've produced, Black Ink was a show that was produced primarily in post. So post was driving the story.
So are you saying, Kim, that the white folks who make the decisions, this is how they view black folks?
Because they'll come with wild lines for us and be like, yo, bro, I would never say no shit like that.
Necessarily, understand the story that we're going to relate to. So they can have a show, like you were naming some of the other shows, right? And this is an example that someone gave me specifically, like out of their mouth. They said they'll be able to go to commercial break. Like if you watch the Kardashians, right? They could go to commercial break with somebody like hanging up a phone, right? Like, oh my God. And that's like, you throw the sound effects in it and everything, and you can go to break with that. Because it's like a moment, right? Like, she just hung up on him. And then you come back.
That's trash.
That's not how.
That's not our demographic.
That's
our demographic,
how
they got to be
we
the build
expect
up.
more, right? Because we've been through more.
Do we?
I don't know. That's what the audience is.
Because you just told me post are the people who are putting the show together, and they're not like us
with that show.
Right. Well, they're not like us.
I mean, with most of the Love and Hip Hop, they was doing post was controlling, but you got
yes and no. Love and Hip Hop was produced very differently. Like when
because
I got
Big Fish did Love and Hip Hop
after,
and they was
that
post, and that shit was wild.
No comment.
Post exactly.
So things changed. I worked for Big Fish for a while, but and I actually learned a lot there.
Me too.
A lot.
Dan
hold on.
Dan taught me everything.
Hold on.
Shout out to Dan.
Wait. Stop. I'm still not past the part where it feels like we can only be entertaining. Time out. Yeah,
that's the belief. That's the belief. But you have
let me say it out loud that we can only be entertaining if we're violent and ratchet.
That's the belief.
But that's what makes the money.
That's the belief.
All right, VH1. Like, hold on, VH1. It started. They did the Love and Hip Hop shit. Now VH1 was just a regular rock and roll channel, play music and shit. Once they did, Flavor Flav. Flavor Flav was ratchet. I don't remember if they fought or not, but they started making money off that shit. But then when it came to Love and Hip Hop, then they started fighting, and then they seen the money coming in. Because most of the time, they don't give a fuck about the content. It's that commercial space. If you could sit there and sell a commercial space for $7 for Pampers, fucking Verizon, another 7 million, this, a couple other million, bro, this is when them shows become valuable. Because you're banking all this other shit. You're only using, let's say, 10% of the commercial revenue to make this show, but everything else is profit. This is why that shit go like that. So now VH1 has become a big commercial fucking entity that everybody's sitting there dropping, especially in that 9 to 10 o'clock slot is mostly prime time, especially for black people. Bro, they're gonna drop most of that shit. Because if you ever watch them commercials, is directed towards us, for us.
Totally understand.
How many seasons were you on?
Counting them half a season that they tried to play me, the A and B season that you jerked me on. Seasons. I must say probably like 14, 15 seasons.
A phenomenon. Shows don't last 14 seasons, right? Okay. A show like Love and Hip Hop that's been going for so many years, like that's not normal.
Right.
That's not normal.
What I'm questioning is I'm not even questioning it, but what I'm pulling attention to is the fact that what I'm hearing is we're only entertaining when we're fucked up. And meanwhile, he's walking around regretting the damage he did to the culture by spreading this around. But I see tons of other shows where nobody's throwing the hands. And those shows go on for a good clip. And there's hundreds of
black shows. But we're not watching that. We're not, it's black shows, we're not watching them.
Is the idea, so we lead back to my original question, is the idea that we're only entertained by us fucking each other up?
I don't think the idea is any different than what we hear on radio. Right. We don't hear too many conscious positive rap lyrics on radio.
But we beef about that. We're not happy with that.
But we still listen to it.
Yeah,
we still listen to it though.
But we also listen to other shit too. Tyler the Creator had one of the most successful tours out. He's not on that kind of time.
Which is true, but
Kendrick
you guys
don't get down like that. J. Cole don't get down like that. Super long career, barely does any features, out raps everybody and their mother. He's not on it. And I'm not saying everybody needs to be on that kind of time. But what I am saying is we're not uniform to where we all just love this thing.
Really think about that shit. Motherfuckers run on the Shade Room or other shit because of negativity. Motherfuckers ain't running, or TMZ. Niggas ain't running on to CNN and all that other shit. This is what people want to see. They want to see the car crash. They want to drive slow like, oh, wow, this nigga crashing out. They want to see that. Because sometimes, I ain't going to tell you no lie, people want to see that, see other people's misery so they don't feel that bad.
So how are all these other places able to have shows and nobody?
Because it's not that demographic. Yeah. You gotta understand. They split us up. They'll sit here, this is your show, and this is your show, and this is your show. Like, nigga, when did we ever watch Kim Kardashian? Well, we all could sit here and say we watch Love and Hip Hop. When can we say we watch Orange County Choppers or some shit like that?
Orange County Choppers.
Right. But guess what? That's one of the most biggest and successful reality shows that ever been.
I watched that show. To fight.
You know what I mean? And they never fought. They argue,
yeah.
but it was never never. Fisticuffs?
I feel like the people who make the decisions, and I know what MECC trying to get to, that's just how they view black people.
Yeah.
They view us as being violent, ignorant. Let's make them look like fools. It's going to bring us money. And guess what? The people who make the decisions, when they go out into the world like Ceasar, they don't know who they are. Yo, they don't see what they destroying because they not even in those environments. Like people like Ceasar, maybe someone like Kim, when they go and say, hey, you did this and see what the negative effect is, people who make these decisions, they'll never see the negative effect.
And that's part of my problem.
Because they make the money.
That's
they only
why
care.
I'm addressing.
And then they answer it to somebody whose expectation is for that. I was in a meeting once where this lady said, when are they gonna fight? I'm not making this up. This came out of her mouth. She said, when do they fight? This was early on in my career.
How high up on the chain was she?
She was one of the execs at a network.
Yeah,
but
see, right in that moment.
And I was looking around the room like, did anyone hear that?
Right in that moment.
I was in another meeting.
Somebody who doesn't care about their job needed to look at her and go, what the fuck is wrong with you?
But you gotta understand, all of them care about their job.
Yeah.
That's not.
That's why I preface it the way I do.
Yeah, you can't. Like
but
you
lady, whoever you are, whoever you are, and I don't know if you're watching this because Kim's here or because Ceasar's here. You probably don't watch this show, but honestly, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? When are they gonna fight? Why do we need to be beating each other up and throwing each other through shit for you to be entertained? You're not entertained on that when you're watching that Chopper show or the Kardashians. You don't want them beating each other up. Why we gotta beat each other up?
We gonna fight right now.
Word. Somebody should have stood up and said.
No, but also when you're in a situation where you're very low on the totem pole, right, and you like just learning it, you kind of scoping it out, right? Like I've also been in rooms on a higher level where I've been like, no, we're not gonna cut the bite that way because that's not what she meant. So I've had those type of arguments with people, right? Because a Frankenbite is when you take something and you condense it so that it fits to time.
I hate that
right?
shit.
When you have to do it though, because you do all of that for 6 hours, it comes out to what, 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So when you take that bite, right? Let's say he says something in the green screen, right? Where he's actually walking you through. It's like, okay, you don't have enough time. So you have to shorten what he says. You can't change the meaning in my mind, right? So as a producer, that's my responsibility to make sure that the cast is represented and that they're saying what they mean, right? So it's not the exact same thing. This is when you hear a lot of reality show cast members talking about that shit. Editing, right? Mm-hmm. Everything is edited. It has to get edited. It's not going to fit the time for the show. But you don't change the meaning of what someone meant to say. And if you don't have producers in there who understand the culture or the meaning, now you have a problem because now they're editing stuff and they're putting it together and they're changing the meaning of what they said.
Well, Ceasar, let me ask you a question. You say, how detrimental the fighting is, the ratchet stuff, but you also said that you're going to have that on your platform.
Yeah, but I'm not going to have it. It's going to be a buildup. You know what I mean? It's going to make sense.
Okay.
But remember back in the days, it used to make sense. You know what I mean? now, like I said, they just getting in a circle and beating on each other.
I got
you.
it.
Feel me? Like it's going put it like this, security going to jump in way before 2 punches get jumped.
Okay.
Don't, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like they scrapping, like blacking eyes and all that shit. And it's like, it really don't help the culture. You feel me? So it has to be, we have to moderate it. Like I said, you can't always just jerk. You gotta sit here and slowly turn it. And Dan taught me that shit from Big Fish. He taught me that shit. I want to change wild shit and black. I'm like, he like, yo, Ceyz. And that's why I fuck with that, because he gave me complete control. He's like, yo, listen, you can't do that. Y'all have a successful show. You can't completely change it. You gotta slowly change it. And now I understand now what he was saying. It was like, I was slowly changing. I was changing to show black people entrepreneurship, this type of shit. And I just got jammed up.
The last time I spoke to you, I don't think you remember. It was at a Nikki Lucas event in East New York. And but you was
I
telling,
think he remembers.
you was telling me about you know, you was doing work with the kids, teaching them production and things like that. Where you at with that right now?
Right now, I'm working with a couple schools. I've been talking with them, like basically going to the schools, talking to the students right now. And now I'm working. Shit got jammed up because I was working with the mayor, Eric Adams, you feel me? And in his whole situation, I was trying to get like basically grants so I could sit here and start certain things in these schools, because production is the big thing, especially in the future. These kids are producing their own content or that other shit, but they don't know exactly what they doing with it, you feel me? So you'll see kids on YouTube and all that other shit producing shit, but you know what I mean, and have creative minds, but sometimes you gotta take a person like me, take you a little further, or people that are basically know more knowledge than me, that I could sit here and be like, yo, you're a cameraman, and I know you from VH1, you did all that camera shit, you'll teach these kids that, and I could pay them. Editors, they looking for editors. You can get paid too, you feel me? So that's why I want to teach these kids, because the big thing now is content. I don't want to show these kids no more of you sitting here having to flip burgers and all the other shit. We got kids out here that's being millionaires and getting the fuck out the hood. Y'all kids can do that shit too. And they're thirsty for our culture. So if all of us is getting money, my nigga, crime and all that shit go down. And that's why I want to teach the kids, like, yo, listen, you see how this YouTube shit popping on other shit? You can put your camera up and do some shit too. You know what I mean? Like, I just seen Jake Paul fucking fight Mike Tyson. He was a YouTuber and made so much fucking money. And it's like, bro, we could do that too. They're not smarter than us.
He just found another way to get paid for fighting on camera.
Crazy.
I'm sorry. I hate this idea that really bothers me. Spin, you're talking the same thing I'm talking. I hate the idea that we're such a monolith that they think the only thing that entertains us is violence.
But even when you listen to what Ceasar was saying about when he was watching, I think you said Love and Hip Hop, and you got your own situation, I got to turn up like them. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think you could correct me if I'm wrong. You wasn't looking at it from a monetary point of view. You just felt like this show is successful. I see them fighting, so we got to do the same thing.
That was the blueprint. Exactly. But you got to understand too, it goes all the way back. They've been making money off us watching violence and know we gonna watch violence. Like Mike Tyson, that nigga was a violent motherfucker. And guess what? Everybody and their mother paid $60 for that pay-per-view, knowing it's only gonna last 2 minutes, yo.
Listen, I watch boxing for the knockout, not
exactly.
for 12 rounds.
That's the
I watch it for the knockout.
We also watched Jordan He never gotten in no fight.
Listen, it
He
don't
also
matter.
brought his sneakers and his jersey,
No, but
and
it
he
don't-
generated way more.
But how many niggas died
Jordan
for
wanted to
Jordan?
fight, but I don't think Jordan fight.
Bro, I watched Jordan and see him dunk on somebody, crack some ankles. It's still,
Right.
you want to see
That's
that
not the
entertainment
same
factor.
kind of violence,
It's-
bruh.
Listen, I
not,
I
but
watch
it's-
hockey. I don't want to watch them skate back.
Okay, you one of the
Punch
few
him,
black
punch him.
people I know that watch hockey.
You know what I'm
you one of the few
You
black
gotta
people
take
I
your
know
gloves
watching.
off. Come on.
No, it's entertaining, but I think that there
No,
needs
okay,
to be
wait,
a line to
wait.
hold on. There needs to be a line to be drawn when it comes to reality TV. The name reality, this is the reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people really think that black folks behave like this.
All day, every day. That's
No.
crazy.
Let me clarify. I'm probably the biggest UFC, MMA in general fan in the room. Right?
I'm the second one.
Okay, I watch all of the Strike Force, Bare Knuckle. I'm here for that.
Even the slaps too. The
I watch
power
the slap.
slaps.
I watch
That's I was cool on that. I watched it a couple of times, but there's no. Okay, you're getting off topic.
All right, go ahead.
But, I say that to say there's a time for that, and then there was a time when I would watch The Cosby Show. There was a time when I would watch
Balance.
a Different World and In Living Color, and I would watch Living Single. I watched these other shows where it wasn't about that, and I do that now. I got all these networks. The other day for Thanksgiving they had a Different World marathon on. After the UFC fight, while I watched John Jones do his 1-2 against Stipe, turned the marathon on, and we was good money.
But
We're
guess
not all that. We're not one dimensional. Even the people who do that show ain't one dimensional. As fast as he'll get in a fight with Puma over chicken, he'll turn around and want to do something for his daughter. He'll take everybody to a retreat and want to get everybody on the same page and get everybody's mind right. And what I'm saying is, it irritates me that we're regulated to this, and our counterparts get to have choppers.
No, I agree. with you.
They get over with an argument. Nobody's asking for them to fight. They big burly biking dudes. You think they be slugged? Nah, they
But-
just arguing and yelling at each other.
I mean, it's crazy the mentality of black and white. Like, you can't push somebody in the NBA. You getting thrown out, you getting suspended games, but you can fight in hockey, possibly kill somebody.
Mhm.
And it's legal. You know what? You go sit in the penalty box.
Mhm.
You know
For
what
a
I'm
couple
saying?
minutes.
Yeah, for a couple minutes. But you try that same stuff in basketball, 50 game suspension, worst person on earth.
Yeah.
You can't show no aggression in black sports.
Bro.
None.
So let's bring it to music. Cause she and I have been to hundreds of hip hop shows, probably thousands by this point, right? I used to go to rock shows. Fighting was a part of the entertainment.
Yeah, donkey kicks in the mosh
Mosh
pits.
pits.
Oh man.
Wrecking each other. I used to see people coming out of the mosh pit. One dude had his ankle bone showing. Another dude's arm was the wrong way. Gashes on the face. Teeth in his hand. Like, men and women.
What is that? Like, seriously, like, how the fuck is that fun? Like, I don't understand that shit. Like,
You have
You had to be
ask them.
like, seriously, that shit is crazy.
Bro,
like.
I never left the bar. And it was the bar upstairs.
What you was doing in there anyway?
Say it again?
What you was doing in there?
I'm a fan of multiple kinds of music. And when I got offered a free ticket, I kind of wanted to see what they was doing. And
But I see your point. Mosh pits in those clubs, you step on the wrong motherfucking sneakers in another spot, it may be a problem.
my
outside.
point
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
my point is one fight in one of the shows that we go to, one of the shows we all go to, whole lights come up, music stop,
And
everybody
I'm out
get
the
out.
door.
Everybody get
We
out.
know you are.
I'm going
that shit gonna get shot the fuck up.
out
You-
the door.
Even if that's not happening, everybody out. But I've been to these rock shows where it's way worse than one fight. It's multiple fights. And they are getting seriously hurt. And they don't stop. Nothing. Turn the music up. And all I could think to myself is, well, it must be nice, because if I'd have just bumped somebody the wrong way at the show I was just at, and two people started the fight, it's up. Everybody out. Show's over. Finished.
Nobody ain't going to get no ratchet after those white things. Ain't nobody waiting for you after the spot, bro.
Shit.
You don't know that.
I never heard of.
Yeah, because you don't.
That's because it ain't televised.
We don't watch our culture. We don't watch other cultures. We don't watch how they get down. We entertain enough with each other.
That's a fact.
They watch us. We don't really watch them. You'll never hear about and when it happens, it ain't as big a deal. You'll never hear about the baseball bats they pulled out the trunk, beat some dude into a coma after a show. They'll tear the city up after their team wins a championship.
Facts, and there's
Flip
no problem
cars
with that.
upside down, burn shit down,
That
no
shit's crazy.
problem,
No problem with
all good.
That's
You don't hear
retarded.
about nothing. You don't. The death count. These people are insane. Look at all the damage there. You don't hear about none of that.
You
bro.
don't even see no police.
You think their spots don't get shot up.
You don't see no.
You think their spots don't get shot up.
I can believe that.
You might want to ask around because they didn't stop making guns when they made ours. We ain't the only ones with them. And them boys get down.
I seen some crazy shit in Baltimore. Yeah, I have. You know what I mean? Especially in
I'm gonna stop preaching because nobody likes that. I think we can be. I'm entertained by more than just. I appreciated the stories on Black Ink more than I. Like the fights was like, all right, hurry up so I can find out how they gonna handle this relationship thing and they fucking in the bathroom. Let's get back to show me. All right, cool.
But that was just part of the game with that. Like with us, we was just living. You feel me? With these other shits, I think they just get in it just to fight. Like I was just watching some of these fucking shits, like what's that TV or whatever the fuck it's called. And I'm saying like. These niggas they just get like it's just
There's no story
there's
there.
nothing.
Yeah,
There's
you
nothing.
just see it.
I don't even know these people. Like I don't even remember their fucking names. You feel me? So it's like it's nothing to grasp. You feel me? Like when I do my shit, it's gonna be lessons involved with the circle.
Okay, so let's get back to that. You said you don't know these people's names. Who are the names that we can look forward to coming back on this? Who's pulling up?
I'm definitely bringing Sky back. You already know I'm bringing Sky back.
Well, shit.
Yeah, you already know.
Sorry about that bathroom thing.
I'm definitely bringing her back. Like, honestly, I'm bringing everybody back that wants to be back. I ain't got no grudges no more. You feel me? Like,
okay.
Life is different for me now. Before, I would be petty, like, fuck you. You ain't doing this shit with me no more. Nah. This is not about me. This is about the culture. Yeah, I was a fan favorite and all that other shit, but everybody watched other people's lives like a Walter this because they could grasp with that person. And that's what made the show successful. So I'm not gonna sit here and be thinking just about me and my thing. I'm thinking as a businessman. If I bring back a show that was successful, how it is, and the franchise how it was, we'll let it evolve. Without the hands of VH1 in it. We can naturally evolve because honestly, in the first 5 seasons, they just picked up the camera and watched us. They didn't start going into post until motherfucking stories started drying up. Certain characters, me and Sky, we always had stories because guess what? That's just how our lives was, you feel me? So with that being said, it's like, I'm just gonna bring back everybody. And whoever falls off, they just fall off.
How you find new talent?
New talent gonna come with it, cause you already know. Once we start up, you know, motherfuckers gonna come up there. Yo, see, we could do this. I could do that.
Like, do you check anything out on YouTube?
Nah, I don't do that.
You
I don't do that. I just get. I'm gonna keep it 100. I gotta go for vibe. If you not like us, I can't be around you. If you don't come from that struggle, I can't be around you, you feel me? Like, I'm a know off the back, like, nah, you ain't gonna survive us. And plus, that shit, Black Ink, we some savages, so a lot of people ain't gonna be wanting to be around us. It's like, I give this person 2 weeks, they not, and then it be like that. They feel comfortable or whatever, that's just how it is.
Did you have to have conversations with some of these folks before, just to let them know that you're cool and you're bringing it back?
Yeah, I had to have a conversation with a couple of them, but a couple of these conversations are gonna be held for camera because I haven't talked to a lot of them, you know what I mean? So you know what I mean? I'm one of the people that kept good relationships with all the producers and the production because I always felt like you treat people how you want to be treated. I treat the janitor the same way I treat a Fortune 500, like respect. So I never got that. I never burnt bridges. So everybody who produced, directed, edit, that was on VH1, they're gonna do my shit now. It's gonna be the same fucking quality.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? So when I look at it, it's like, my nigga, fuck that. I gotta do what I gotta do. And I sat back and I was scared. I ain't scared no more.
What are the names of the people who the conversations have to be had on camera?
Ted, Puma, Donna, because of course I gotta have a conversation with her because she's the one who released that dog video, and I just want to know what was that about. Like, my ex had it. How the fuck did you come across this shit? And on top of that shit, you hated me that bad that you didn't even sit here and try to warn me or do anything. You put that shit out. A person that I helped change your fucking life. It's like, that shit bothers me too. So there's conversations have to be had, and a couple other people.
Ted, Puma, Donna.
Ted, Puma, Donna. I gotta holler at oh shit. I definitely gotta holler at, I gotta talk to Sky. I mean, Tati. Walter, yeah, because the terms we left off at, it was kind of like, my nigga, like, you tripping, you feel me? Like, you want to sit here and tell everybody that, you know what I mean, this is a storyline shit, but me and you know what the fucking deal is. And I done see Walter in the street and all that shit, gave him a pound and all, because the shit is, I don't hold money like a grudge over anybody, because we all came from a struggle, and I know where Walter came from. We grew up together. It hurted me more that you couldn't just come in and be like, yo, here, bro, I need some bread. Cause I'd have gave it to you. A nigga making money, I'd have gave that shit to you. It was more like the back door shit. And I that shit, we gotta have that talk, bro.
Your ex.
Which one?
In the Carolinas.
Duchess.
I haven't seen her in like 7 to almost 8 years. I mean, last time it was season 5. I don't think the fans even know her anymore. So the old ones, like the day ones. And honestly, I'll bring her back if she wants to, but you know how that shit is.
I'm just asking who's on the list.
I put it like this,
nigga,
right?
the whole cast. Just say the whole cast.
Hold on.
Certain names he ain't named yet.
Because it's like this. I'm giving an open invitation. I'm having a dinner on the 17th. And what's the shit called again? The Grill. The Grill,
okay,
Brooklyn.
that's what's
The Grill Brooklyn. I'm having an open invitation. I'm DMing everybody and be like, yo, listen, you heard, a couple producers done called you already. Let's sit down and eat. And then I'm gonna tell them what my plan is.
And you're gonna film it?
Yeah, I'm gonna film it, of course. All of that, you know it. That's the beginning of the reunion. Because I'm gonna do the reunion. I'm gonna do a Black Ink reunion. That's gonna be the beginning.
Right.
And then I'm gonna do two more episodes. It's gonna be a 3-episode reunion. Once we do that reunion, I'm gonna launch Black Ink Brooklyn.
Now, can you do that?
Yes, I can, because that's my name.
Copy. So
Because
you own the name?
I own the name. What it was is, right? And that's why I had to go with my contract. Black Ink Crew
is VH.
Is both of ours.
Okay.
Me and VH1. We can't sue each other point blank, period. So if I want to come out with Black Ink Crew, I could come out and they can't sue me. If they want to remain filming Black Ink Crew and doing that shit, I can't sue them. So guess what? I already own Black Ink. What the fuck I need the crew for?
Right.
I'm just gonna do what I do. They did that shit to me. They went behind my back and double back and copyrighted Black Ink Crew. All right, fuck it. I got my shit back now, yo. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run that whole shit up. And yeah, I know you've had bad experience in Chicago, but I'm gonna bring back Chicago too.
That is a show I will not be at.
Oh, I see it already. Listen, you're not the only producer that had like bad blood and a bad taste.
What
listen,
happened?
no, listen,
It's
Chicago,
not even
Chicago different. Chicago different.
You keep
very
saying that. I need a
Listen.
story. Somebody tell me what happened in Chicago.
A lot.
Yo, listen, a lot.
say a
Yo,
lot.
So tell us one story that happened in Chicago.
That you go. Just say I don't want to go back.
One story.
a PO got shot up. A post office.
Sorry, what?
No, the production
office got shot up.
Well, that's Chicago.
They
All right,
shot
then.
up the production,
That's Chicago.
which is where we work out of. The producers. That wasn't my season though. That was who was that? Rashid?
I mean, did they do
That
it?
was Rashid.
Doing
But
work
guess
hours?
what? that was the main
Right,
nigga they
that-
hated. It was Rashid. Once
It wasn't
Rashid
when I was
came,
there.
Hold on. How we just passed the
No,
shooting?
the shooting. But this is
you said one story though.
I know, but we
Yeah,
talking about the shooting. Like,
this is the type of stuff that would happen in the
is
Chicago.
everybody okay? What did they do it during work hours? Like,
All I know is that my first day when I walked through the production office, another producer walked me through. She was like, and there's the bullets on the wall. I was like, what? And there's the bullets where they shot it up. I was like, huh?
Oh no.
That explains her PTSD.
Oh yeah, no, it was
That
worse
all
than that.
makes sense.
No. That shit was different. You feel me?
I had one
that
night
shit's
in
different.
Chicago. Like it was a
Okay.
couple nights where like the ambulance had to come. Like
Like you think our
I
fights
don't
was
want to go
crazy?
back to. I don't want to go back to Chicago. On
These
Monday.
niggas was almost killing niggas in they fights, bro. Like, nah, no security wasn't jumping. They was letting it go until it was done, until they ran out of oxygen.
And you
Yeah.
like certain security, like Viacom security is very different, right? Like, and if you really pay attention to the shows, you'll never see contact. You'll never see contact. You see,
Define that. Contact from who?
like you're not gonna see the punch land.
Nah, you're not.
Okay.
Not no more. It used to be, but you know.
Right. You're not going to see the punch land. Security moves in the minute people get us to a certain distance. But like, you know, like those are the rules, right? But when you go a lot of times, and New York is different because we're here in New York, this is where the headquarters is. But if you go to Chicago, you do a show in a different city, now you're farming out your security to people that don't necessarily know the rules or abide by. My first day in Chicago, the security walked up to me. He said, how far you want me to let this go? I said, you go whatever the Viacom, you know, rules are.
Regulations
like,
are.
don't tell me how far. I
Listen,
don't want it to go anywhere.
Remember, Rashid used to be telling motherfuckers,
I don't know what Rashid was doing.
let the motherfucker, don't you step in that shit until I tell you to.
I never would I would never say that. That's just me. I'm
Damn,
never gonna.
Sheed.
Yeah, listen.
Damn, bro.
Shit, I ain't saying that. That's C's saying that that's what you was doing.
Listen, I already know Rashid had very successful seasons of Black Ink. That's why he ended up running the whole damn franchise.
He was
started
running the
with
franchise
New
because he
York,
hired me to
which-
go to Chicago. He set me up.
Yeah, he
But-
definitely set you
Yeah,
up.
he set me up.
Because
Yeah, absolutely. I love him, but he set
you
me
know
up.
that nigga never went back to Chicago
never
after
did.
he never went back after Chicago after the second season. He'll send everybody else, y'all go ahead. I mean, watch this shit. All right, y'all niggas gotta do X, Y, and Z. Nope. Them niggas, they doped him out. No, I'm dead ass. They fiended him out and he went to sleep. He never returned back dead.
Wow.
no, that's
Like literally, like,
Go
to sleep.
He's saying this. I'm not saying
nah.
I'm dead. Yo,
That's crazy.
what happened? You laughing because you
I'm
know what it is.
laughing 'cause-
You know what it was.
That's
yo.
crazy.
No.
We actually,
It's Chicago, my nigga.
Nah, I'm not
And those are my niggas right
They
there.
were
I
different.
laughed when they did it. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, yeah, nigga, you did some bullshit to me. Yeah. That was my nigga.
It was different in Chicago.
he don't want to respond. See, now we asked you for a story and you skipped smooth past that one. There's just bullet holes in the wall. But you could have told us that one first. You could have led with that.
Hey, I'm glad I
Yeah,
asked.
get a show producer getting choked out. Yeah, but you know.
See, here I am asking for nonviolence and requesting a story where the dude gets.
Hey,
We're gonna
I
take a
was-
5-minute break. I'm getting influenced. We gonna take.
You see what I mean?
We're gonna take a break.
Every black person need a dosage of violence, and then they go to the other shit. But you need that little bit. You need it. It's addicting, yo. It's like, yeah, I want to punch my boys in the face. Let me watch this nigga punch somebody in the face. Yeah, I did that to him too. That's it.
I refuse. There's a rebuttal here. 5-minute break.
You want to
I
start off
think
with
we
that?
should.
Hey,
Yeah.
ain't OJ dead?
Very.
Yes, but you didn't see
Yeah.
yesterday they
Nobody
put that,
cared neither
that
when
they
he passed.
they tried to.
Nah, people care. Don't do that.
Only
Nobody
Cam
did
cared.
like that.
Only Cam posted that nigga, yo.
Nobody
do that.
cared like that.
People
That's
cared.
true.
Shout out to the Juice. People cared.
No one cared, bro.
That's
Nah,
terrible.
shout out
I
to
think
the
it's a good
Juice. You
topic.
crazy. I cared.
See, stop.
Shout out
I'm
to the
saying
Juice.
everybody, nobody was going crazy like,
Yeah, yeah.
OJ passed away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you expect people to go.
The fact that we have to talk about him right now is disrespectful. The man can't speak up for himself, nothing. Just even if it was for a second and the information is wrong, they don't have anything.
But
Just
that's what I
saying.
think the story is.
Like, it's
The-
annoying, bro.
But that's what the story is, right? Like, I mean, the story is that an ex-bodyguard claimed to have tapes of OJ confessing
Confessing.
to the murder.
And then they
Why he ain't been say that?
Because they bagged the tapes and they found there ain't no confession on
So
that.
right. So, but I think it's interesting that after all these years, like they still trying to get him.
Yo, exactly.
He dead. You gonna lock his dead body
What
up?
they
You
gonna
thought the
do?
blood didn't
Dig him
fit
up.
before?
They
fuck?
They about to put
The man
a
is
jail
gone.
cell over his grave or something. Like
You want
Yo,
attention
you
so bad.
annoying. Not a jail
Wow,
cell over
jail
his
cell
grave.
over his grave.
Yo,
That's
Kim, you
nuts.
gotta chill.
that's what they want to do.
That's kinda crazy.
You know they
That's
how
nasty.
mad
Yo,
they
Kim,
are.
you gotta chill.
Yeah, you said don't chill. You
You
know how
need-
mad
you
they
need to-
are that OJ got off. It's
Still.
2024.
They
This
still
man
try-
is in the ground, and they're like, "We got the tapes. We got the confession tapes."
We told you he did it.
Yo, Spin, we
That's
gotta trade,
crazy.
man.
Who covered it is
Why
the
you got
problem.
this shit out,
We
bro?
gotta trade.
But then
Now with a
they
hoodie, you
said
don't
they
pull a
got the
chain out with a
tapes.
hoodie.
The ex-body got
Denny
the
did
tapes.
that shit here.
That's
When he-
nah.
And it's not on
Don't do
there.
that.
But Diddy's alive.
A t-shirt.
What?
Yeah.
You said Diddy, right?
No, I didn't say Diddy.
Oh, sorry.
What that? What?
My bad. Say it again.
They trying to put OJ Corpse up in there with Diddy.
Yeah, he getting that 80s flow money, boy.
OJ Corpse.
Definitely paid in
Y'all
full.
getting that 80s flow
Okay,
money, man.
I'm chilling. This cold as
Okay.
shit.
You
No,
getting
hold on,
that-
fellas. That brings us to an interesting point. What? Because she mentioned I saw a post in the paper. I'm not gonna say which one. It was like an opinion that says, why is it that whenever black men get in positions of power, all the worst things they've ever done are brought out at the exact same time? And it doesn't negate the bad thing, the terrible thing that they've done. But why is it whenever they're in positions of power and they're looking to make you find out that all these stories come out when they were about to make some crazy move that would have shaken everything up. Like Bill Cosby, you found out he was about to buy NBC. Out comes it. Michael Jackson was he owned like so much of the catalog. And then you found out he was about to try and buy Marvel. And out comes all his constant allegations for like every business move he made. It doesn't escape me that Keyz tells us what he was about to do. As far as I was getting away from the fighting, I was going to focus on entrepreneurship. I had all these ideas. My contract looked like this, and this, and then kablooey. And a second ago, I don't want to say you were shooting bail to Diddy, but you related on the strength that he did so much for so many people, and now that he's down, nobody's saying anything, and he's just a monster to so many people. But you relate.
I definitely relate to when that whole situation went down. I related shit. A video came out with me, and then guess what? A video came out of him. You know what I mean? Which was different. It was kind of crazy, but we both was in that situation. You feel me? And I just felt like, even though niggas is making him guilty before he's even guilty, and it's like, with us black people, we just sit there and we just cast down instead of just like, you know what? Hold on, let's view the facts and see when this trial come out, you know what I mean? And see if they really have something on them. Because honestly, a RICO charge for a mogul, that sounds kind of crazy. And you see, they did the same thing with Gunna with that whole damn RICO charge, and he beat it. So let's save the but my shit is just like, he helped wild people out. Even though he hurt wild people careers and shit like that, he helped wild people out. So my shit is, no one's gonna say nothing towards his character or anything like that.
But we gotta say this, and I gotta quote Spider-Man's late great Uncle Ben.
What's that?
When he said, with great power comes great responsibility. And men who get into these positions of power, or women, need to understand that when you have that amount of power and influence, now you can't do the things that you would do that would get caught on tape.
Which is true.
That will get circulated.
But guess what?
You gotta watch your moves.
But guess what? There's a camera everywhere. So you living under that microscope, and I felt like that for years. You living under that microscope, that shit really, really sucks. Because sometimes you want to do what you want to do, and you can't. Imagine you having money, and you still living like a poor person because certain shit you can't do no fucking way.
But Devil's Advocate says you specifically volunteered for the camera. So did Diddy, so did Cosby, so did everybody.
Right.
You gotta understand that responsibility.
And then that's the next thing. Like, motherfuckers pray for rain, but they don't expect the mud. We didn't expect the mud. I never expect the mud. I didn't see this. I like, damn, I want to be famous. I want to be rich, da. But I ain't expect all the leeches, all the other shit that comes with it. Cause we're not taught that shit. We hear other rappers and susceptible be taught, and that's some bullshit. Then when you see it come to your soul, like, oh shit, it's happening to me. And you never see it till you hit the rock bottom.
I think that when you get to that certain level, you have to watch your self-inflicted wounds because things will happen. It's like things will happen. But the self-inflicted ones is what basically bury a lot of people.
And that's self-sabotage. A lot of motherfuckers self-sabotage themselves because they're scared.
Yeah.
Well, homeboy who got shot, this medical dude.
The United Healthcare CEO.
You think to yourself that one thing I've always noticed is that we black people, entertainment people, fame is kind of like the goal, right? Being famous. Sometimes not even being rich, being famous. Attention is the new currency. So there are people who will go for attention and fame faster than they will bread. They can't pick some of these other CEOs out of a lineup. People who are making hundreds of millions of dollars, running in billion-dollar industries. The people at the top of the food chain, you give a name of a CEO who's running like the biggest record label, the biggest pharma company. You don't know these people. They're not famous. But they get all the bread. They get all the attention. They don't want any of the attention, just all the bread. This specific guy found out who his face was and somebody shot him.
See, not just somebody.
That was like a direct hit.
Nah, that
talk
was a hit.
About that.
They had to find that motherfucker on Craigslist because that nigga.
Not Craigslist.
Listen, 6:30 a.m. That's a.
I kind of like disagree with what you said about them being famous. They're not famous to us because we're not in that field. I could show you a whole bunch of famous people that you wouldn't even think is famous because you're not in that field.
Entertainment famous is what I'm speaking on.
Yeah.
Celebrity. He means celebrity. More so celebrity.
I mean, in that field, they are like celebrities.
Not in the same way, right? Like and let's reset this, right? So, and I do want to say before we talk about this, this happened today, and it was a horrible thing. It's a 50-year-old man named Brian Thompson who was gunned down, fatally shot, right, in Midtown.
I thought he was 40.
No, he's 50.
Okay, my bad.
Right? With a silencer. By now, probably everyone has seen the video because the NYPD released the video online. So, I don't know how y'all, I mean, we were talking about it earlier. It looks like something.
It looked like a direct hit. Silencer, latex gloves, hoodie over the face, mask over the face. Knew his whereabouts, what time he was going to pull up to the spot, direct hit.
It boggles my mind how they could easily do that in Midtown Manhattan. You know, for the people that never been to the city is bustling with people. No matter what the weather is, people was out there bustling, and he did that so calm and, you know.
And then got away on a bike. And then got away on a city bike.
They probably out there bothering somebody else.
Oh, shit.
What's going on?
I'm sorry, Kim.
Yo, what's going on right now?
They're trying to scare me.
Nah, but
who was saying before about the way he was shooting? That was you.
Scopa, shooter.
Scopa was
allegedly.
Saying, allegedly, that, you know, the way he was holding the gun.
He took a stand like he was trained.
Right, like a trained assassin.
No, a trained person and not a...
Somebody said it was John Wick.
Yeah.
All right, see, that's why I had to take the disclaimer.
But we got to put more...
Because my condolences.
We got to put a little bit more into it. He was going to an investor meeting. It was a meeting. It was a very important meeting. So, I mean...
The meeting was at 8 o'clock though, right?
It was, I think it was the whole entire... I mean, I don't know exactly
I'm just saying,
the time.
For him to catch him at 6:30, like, you got to know something.
Somebody told him.
Inside situation.
It was some situation where it was, they knew.
The question is the motivation. I'm not so stuck on the method. I'm more on the motivation.
Well, I was stuck on the method because it felt like a mafia hit to me.
Well, okay. Doesn't have to be the mafia. Doesn't have to be a criminal organization. Could just be, it could be a hired person. It could be another organization has an issue. He could be fucking somebody's wife.
It could be a disgruntled employee.
It could be a disgruntled husband, disgruntled
It
employee.
didn't look like a disgruntled husband.
No, you don't know what a husband.
It's like this.
They don't only sell guns. They sell guns to husbands too.
Like this.
Husbands can go to the shooting range
Husbands
too.
do this.
No,
Husbands
okay,
do
your
this.
husband does that.
My ex-husband.
Your husband does that. No, like that's and who got the phone? See, he's calling now. That's the problem.
No.
He got you
It's
mic'd
off.
up.
That was an emergency breakthrough for my kids. So.
Yeah, he got you mic'd up. Anyway, but that's it. I'm really thinking about the motivation. Bernie Sanders, when he was running for office, called a lot of attention to the billionaire, millionaire class and how they don't pay any taxes and all these pharmacy people running around, and we need to lower the cost of prescription drugs and how they're just robbing us hand over fist. And that brought attention to the fact that hospitals don't have itemized bills,
Right.
which is crazy when you think about it. You go to one, he had 2 strokes. They don't show you
That shit was 40,000.
So each stroke was 20? Like how did they price that
My
out?
nigga, I don't even know. They just hit me with the bill when I was ready to leave. I said,
Healthcare is wild expensive.
that's 40,000?
Bro, Fat
Oh,
Joe.
y'all niggas is tripping.
My childbirth was 35, and that was in
when you talk about
2009.
all
35.
those scans and all that stuff, that shit start to add
But
up.
they don't show you the price. They don't tell
No.
you how much it costs. You go to McDonald's, you know how much a double cheeseburger costs because the price is on the board. You go to the hospital, they don't tell you how much they charge. So how do you know they're not just freestyling?
Right.
Like, especially since it's very rare that somebody's gonna have 2 strokes at the exact same degree. So to go compare, Ceyz went to this hospital, they charged him that much. Somebody else got 2 strokes, they went to that. How much did they charge you? But you don't know. You can't compare.
It depends on the doctor though. That too.
But I think.
And your life was saved. So 40 ain't shit. Like
No,
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know,
yeah, 40
Right,
bags,
right.
fucking nigga, I'm living, nigga.
It costs $500 to go to the emergency room.
I mean, picture going to a hospital and in the front, 500 for
Yeah, hell yeah.
200 for that.
Nigga,
Like that's
yo,
crazy.
turn around like, you know what, I
You be
talk
sitting like,
later.
damn, do I need this liver?
No, that's
How about after? Because they don't show you the price. They don't show. There's no itemized. Fat Joe has been making that a part of his platform for a minute now. We want. Yo, how are you charged? How much did this cost? Why did it cost us? What are we doing here? 40 grand to save your life. Okay, if you got it, you're gonna pay it. But then you go someplace else and it's not 40. What if you found out they could have saved your life for $40, but they charge you 40 grand?
I mean, I believe it happens every single day.
When you go
It
to the
depends on your
hospital-
Medicaid though. What type of
Well,
Medicaid
if you
you got.
have certain
you have
insurance,
that.
they just
Yeah,
gonna
if
run
you
it
have
up, right? Like if you go to a hospital, you have an extended stay, right? You probably notice. They'll come in the morning and they want to give you stuff, right? Like, oh, you need a blood thinner. Like, what I need a blood thinner
don't.
for? You know, but it's something they'll mark down. Oh, you need a blood thinner because you're laying down. No, I can walk. I'm just sitting here waiting for the doctor to come on schedule, right? So if you got to sit 2 days and wait for your surgeon, you're just sitting there. But they say, oh, we want to give you a blood thinner just because we want to make sure there's no blood clots. Like I'm walking up
I'm fine,
around the
yeah.
hospital, I'm fine.
Yep.
But they just want to put that charge on your chart.
Yeah.
Yep,
yeah.
that IV probably $1,000 an hour,
They
nigga.
don't-
Just
yo,
put
can
in
You
you
your
don't
imagine
necessarily need it. Like,
How many bills get run on? Like people just be like, fuck, I ain't paying this shit. Can
Nah,
you
most of it
imagine?
go to the health insurance, and the health insurance, they either kick it back and make the doctors prove why they needed it, and then they would cut the check later.
Oh,
But-
so that's why nobody's going to jail.
Some people
okay.
die. Doctors ain't what? That he ain't got no life insurance. He ain't got no insurance, man. Just pull a plug on him. Dead ass. And it depends on the celebrity too. What? He got money.
it's the first thing when I take my kids to the doctor,
Do you have insurance?
first thing they ask me is, did your insurance change? I tell you, I don't have no insurance. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, because I'm not paying sometimes $2,000 a month to shelve out, right? When they only gonna be, insurance is just in case. It's just in case money, right? So like you paying to just in case something happens. You don't want to get caught out there if something, you know what I'm saying, happens. But
you don't get it back if nothing happens.
right.
They don't give you the bread back.
That's
if
what
you-
all
if you-
So I
insurance,
might
car
take
insurance.
my chance.
So honestly, I think you solved the crime. I think that CO got smoked by one of the old patients that they wouldn't pay their fucking bills.
What if that cost crippled them?
He ain't look crippled in that video, bro.
No, I don't mean physically.
I done seen some movies like, I've been through some shit that some health plans will not pick up nothing. Like, true story, when I got out the hospital, I had to pay $1,200 for medication just so I could live. Niggas say, yo, you gotta take this shit. I went to the pharmacy, I'm like, yo, here. They like, you ain't got no health insurance? I'm like, nah, what's up? They like, yeah, it's gonna be $12,000 and you have to do this shit every month.
12,000 or 12?
I mean, 1,200, my fault, 1,200. I said, oh, y'all niggas is tripping, yo. I'm gonna pay this for, and then guess what I did? I took my ass to Medicaid, yo.
You know what you're supposed to do too?
What?
When the pharmacy gives you a price, you ask them, do you have the same medication under the generic brand?
Yeah. But that's the thing. I had heart medicine. There was no generic. Generic. There was only that brand. So
And you don't
like,
necessarily want a bargain shop when you have a
exactly. I just came out the house.
Well,
sitting with his heart in his hand like.
The ingredients.
That's
so
kind of like
because
getting a cheap tattoo. Like,
no,
where's the cheapest spot?
It's the same.
brand name.
It's the same.
No, I understand.
Nah, they'll change out certain brands. I know.
Or
No, I get it.
something.
See, I had Visor and you can't change that shit out. So it was like, nah, you gotta get this. Like, oh fuck.
I mean, you gotta make friends with the pharmacist, bro.
And hope them risk their license on you.
Nah, a pill fell on the floor.
Hey,
Let me get this to my man.
5-second rule.
Yo, see, I'm trying to tell you something, man. I'm trying to tell you something.
But it is true.
Bro,
the pharmacist can help you.
My boy did a story. I don't want to say the outlet, but like my boy did a story on like homelessness in America, and he was walking around. He picked like 5 random. He found somebody in each borough, right? And we finally talked about it. He was like really broken up about the whole thing. Like once he went to bed, he was broken up about the. I was like, "What happened?" He said, "Yo, I walked around expecting to talk to like alcoholics, drug addicts, like people who." Not intentionally, but purposefully fucked their lives up. Like, did it to themselves. He was like, bruh, I'm shook to death. What happened? Everybody who I talked to, only one guy was on drugs, and he started on drugs after he got homeless. Like, the depression and everything, he started on drugs after he lost his house. He's like, one dude fell off of a ladder, workers' comp, didn't like kick in until like this thing happened, and then this thing happened, and his money just wasn't coming in fast enough to cover his bills, lost his place. Another lady, the house burned down. Everybody had like story where it was like one thing away, and one dude got sick, paid all the money, trying to get back on his feet health-wise, lost his house because he couldn't, I'm either gonna live or I'm gonna have a house. Like it got or pay this note, or pay this thing. He was living out of his car. And then they came and got the car. Now they took all the shit that was in the car. And he wasn't a drug addict, alcoholic, wasn't doing nothing wild, didn't have like no gambling addiction. He was trying to find another job, and he doesn't have a home address. You know what I'm saying? That medical thing wiped him off the map, like completely.
It's crazy.
Clean. Now, if you're that guy, and you run up on the CEO, you find the CEO at 6 a.m. coming out the door, and this is the guy who's responsible, or you hold him responsible. Yeah.
But do you really want the CEO at that point? Do you want that snotty person with an attitude on the phone? You know what I'm saying? Like that to me sounds like it's deeper than a customer.
It's very personal.
It's what he's saying. It's one thing to be the person on the other end of the phone, right? But what if I had a job just like that? You literally just doing your job. You're doing what you're told. You didn't do it. It's not personal. You do it. But this person doesn't work nearly as hard, makes all the money in the world, designing policies that are fucking people over.
We speculate.
I don't think it's
we speculate.
Super speculation.
All the way around. All the way around. I don't know.
About it.
I didn't even know how old bro was. Like I'm completely.
That sounds like y'all trying to solve a crime.
Over millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like to
anytime
me,
somebody worth that amount of money dies, it's over millions of dollars.
It feels
the motivation could be something totally different. It could be another company. It could be millions of dollars go with the death or life of this person. They're worth millions of dollars. So whatever happens, there's money involved.
It could be he smoked the nigga wife on duty. We don't know that. It's all speculation, man.
Millions of dollars still in play. Because wifey
crazy.
probably wouldn't have went that route if he wasn't worth all that bread.
Well, I mean, look how easy it was to get it done. Which is
I ain't
crazy.
gonna lie, man, worth that much money just walking around the city and niggas just walk up to you or ride up to you on the bike, whatever the case may be.
He's not famous.
They go all get security now.
You know how many millionaires we walk past every day and
You'll
don't know
never know.
they millionaires?
They don't wear jewelry.
None
they
of
don't
that.
wear belts. They don't
walk out here looking like Spinoza, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact, because when I was in Georgia, this dude said, yo, nice watch. He said, this is my day-to-day. He had a like little iced out bezel, but I'm standing online. When we went to see Trump, he said, yo, I gotta go. My plane gotta clear the airspace. I'm like, plane airspace? What you talking about? Yeah, I chartered a jet from here to Miami. I got a private plane. Super, not famous guy, but super wealthy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
He could have just bought into NetJets though. You know, a lot of people be fronting with that plane shit. He could have just he got the group.
Nah, they was charged.
Kim don't believe nothing niggas say.
Not one thing, because I've seen the lie and I've seen it go so many times.
As soon as it's done, I'm hugging you, man.
She's not wrong.
Okay.
She's not wrong.
Oh man.
Everything's marketing. Everybody. Nobody's 100.
It is not that many billionaires in hip hop. And on that note,
shit.
I'm just saying.
There we go.
It is not that many billionaires. Y'all stop those lists.
Wait a minute. How many?
Y'all stop those lists. Stop those lists.
Wait,
it's cute, but stop it.
There's a billionaire list, and I just thought it was the best rapper.
No,
Forbes does the billionaires list.
That Forbes list was trash.
But it was just the Forbes list that just came out was the best rappers, the best rappers.
That was a trash.
So you're trying to say they don't have $1 billion in assets? Or they don't got a bit, because nobody ain't really got $1 billion cash.
When we say net worth, what do we
Right, what does it mean?
What does that really mean?
What's your assets? What does it mean?
I think they combine everything. I don't think Diddy has $100 million
liquid
cash somewhere.
Liquid.
Yeah.
He might have 100 million.
He might have it.
He had that to bail out.
100 million is
He had that to get ready to get bailed
He might have
out.
100 million.
No, he was putting up his house. He ain't put up cash. He talking about his house.
Yeah, assets.
Yeah.
Well,
do you know what $1 billion is?
Let me call Elon and ask.
Well, you could. Yeah, call your people.
Call the Mac people.
Call
What
your
do they
people.
say?
Call your people.
Somebody who hasn't, filed for bankruptcy a bunch of times. Call one of them.
I think bankruptcy is a part of the game.
It is.
It is.
That's how they maneuver like that, bro. I don't know why people, he went bankrupt.
Man, I'm not paying $100 million back. Fuck y'all.
Take
it in blood.
That's it.
Now the problem is you lost it in the first place. That's
not every business work, bro.
That's okay. Okay. And
That's
what you want? Like,
that's part of business too.
you still lost it. Like, that doesn't change. You still lost it. You still lost it. Not every song works. You still made it. You got to stand next to that terrible ass record you made. See, it's a problem when I do it. It's cool when other people do it. I say something, it's an issue.
Nah, because I don't know. There's some meaning behind that.
Well, homeboy getting God or me specifically?
Both.
Okay. You're right. Ceyz, what's next? This is part of the conversation where we just rambling and shit. It's cold in here, so.
Take over the world.
Do you want it after what you've just seen happen?
Pause. That was
my
crazy.
God.
But go ahead.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. See, I don't even know how to answer that.
Hey, Ceyz, more money, more problems.
See,
Man.
that's what you get. You should have left it alone.
Yeah, listen. Any way you put it, you know what I mean? You gotta go through it. And I always say it like it's just life. Like right now, if I sit right here and do nothing, it's still gonna hurt. You know what I mean? Because I'm not doing nothing. If I do something, I'm still gonna go through it. So fuck it. I might as well just go through this shit, bro. And I never ran from nothing. I was never a runner. Like I never sat there and I talked all that big shit for 10 years and I'm just gonna duck my head into a fucking hole and shit. Like I can't see that shit for myself. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna start off with this network and I'm gonna make that shit take me to other places. Cause right now, I'm converting myself from being in the tattoo industry to coming in the tech industry. Me doing that app and all that other shit, it takes me to a whole nother industry. And with me now, it's like, once I do that, I already know I ain't gonna be tattooing like that. You feel me? I already see in my head. My mom's asked me that the other day, like, you doing this network, what you gonna do about your tattooing? And I'm like, at the end of the day, I've been tattooing for 20 years. This right here is gonna be making me way more money. I'll still have my tattoo shops. That's something I never give up, because I feel like that right now is part of the culture. Like, you see a black ink, you already know a black man has that, you know what I mean? You could strive to sit there and say, yo, fuck, I want this, that, and the third, because I seen this black man do it from just ink. I hustled from ink. I didn't sell crack. I didn't do none of that shit. I made my hustle pushing ink. And if I could do that, I always feel like other people could see that shit and like, fuck that, I'm gonna be bigger than that. And that's all it's really about, leaving that inspiration, that spark that next generation get. Like Tupac. A lot of people don't like Tupac, but I understood his method. And he said, like, even if it's one person, I'm gonna create that spark that change the nation. If we do that for a couple of fucking these kids that's coming out here, we could do it for our whole community and change that shit around. I believe that. I don't know if it's really gonna be a fact until I really push it through, but I believe that shit. And I believe me doing that shit and showing the example of coming back and like, yo, I've been through everything. And I could still get up and wipe myself, pat myself on the back and wipe my face and keep it pushing. Then that's an inspiration of other people.
That's dope. Because even been thinking about the black tattoo shops. There's not, like, I only know yours and Inktastic.
Exactly.
With Fish. Like, that seemed like that's it. As far as like black tattoo.
And then that's the next thing is like, we always been the minority. Mm-hmm. It's time that shit changed, bro. And it ain't like we dumb or anything. It's just that we got comfortable.
So when is this network planning on launch?
I'm gonna do it in March. I'm gonna launch in March with the reunion. Y'all gonna see it, and then I'm gonna start off. Then I'm taking over like movies and content from other people and putting it on network. What I'm trying to do is basically establish our own Netflix BET situation.
Let us know, man. Invite us to the launch party.
Man, listen.
Invite us to the launch, motherfucker. Bring a camera in here. Like, why you?
That's what I'm about to say. Yo, listen. Yeah, when I get my situation, a lot of shit is going to change, and a lot of things I'm gonna put these little contracts together and say, I want you to run it up. You know what I mean? Because Revolt, they were supposed to do certain things, and I feel like that shit never got really launched how it was supposed to, and I feel like some of that shit got to come over here. You feel me? Like I'm gonna sign. I already started signing people, and I just been on low. Like Bobby Smurda, you already fucking with me. He gonna do some shit like my own ridiculousness. America's Home Video, you know what I mean? I'm doing a lot of shit, you know what I mean? I'm setting up a show for Fabulous too, and all that, because I didn't talk to all these people, and you know what I mean? Like I said, I always got good connection with people. I've never been a dickhead or asshole to anybody. So I could sit there and be like, yo, bro, I'm not gonna put you in no bullshit, but would you do this for me? And be like, yeah, I'll do that shit, you know what I mean? So with me now, it's just getting up the showing people that it's really getting done and this nigga's really on some shit. That's all I really want. Once that shit start rolling, I already know it's gonna be bigger than anything I could ever imagine. But what I want is something for us. Mm-hmm. We talked about FUBU or the other shit, and that was for our people, but we need some type of ownership. We don't have that much ownership, especially over content and all the other shit. Amazon is smoking everything. And that's this next thing. The businesses is hitting behind other things. Like Tubi. Nobody know Fox owns Tubi.
Yeah, I knew that.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just certain things you be like, wait, Tubi ain't black owned? Oh, get the fuck out of here, yo. But you see the culture vultures, they've been used. Fox started off with Living Color, Different Strokes, all that other shit, and they stay using us. And it's like, bro, when we gonna have our own? If they want to kick us to the side, they could easily do that shit and then replace it with the next smoking black person or something like that. Like, nah, we need to have something that We not gonna sit here and be fucking, most of our entertainers 50, 60 broke right now that really had hit shows. Cosby one of the first niggas that really had, but think about all the other people. The motherfuckers from different world. Where the fuck is they at right now? Anybody giving them residuals for anything like that? And these motherfuckers made hit shows, bro. We still watching. So it's like, why not control our own narrative?
I like that.
I like that idea, man. Word. I like that idea.
Yeah, see?
My man.
I try, man.
I could ask one more question. Kim has to leave though.
I think she got 5 minutes, right?
Who you relate? It wouldn't take 5 minutes.
It's taking 5 minutes to get there.
Who you relate more to in this situation, Kendrick or Drake?
Kendrick.
Why?
I'm a Gemini.
Oh, god damn it. We out. We out.
Philly, BEATZ.
I mean, y'all hearing what I'm hearing. You know what I'm saying? Take a lot for a nigga to get inspired, man. So much bullshit out the thing, man. So much bubble gum. You know what I'm saying? I be having to get the urge to get in this bitch, man. You know
Sometimes you gotta let that thing ride, man. You know what I mean? Rushing this shit.
It's like waking up sluggish from a long night after they go to the gym. And I still get in there and get the reps.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Rolling woods in my neck of the keeper, Eckler, and my ethic is catch a movie, kill the editor, bully the bullies, prey on the predator, smoke that premium. Niggas ain't regular, get it and whipping and flipping, accelerator. Lecture sliding through in the Tesla, handle the rock like the professor. Felt the pressure for the lesser, everything coming together. So relentless, more endeavors, hustling more than ever. Better get yours together, fucking them whores together. Catching you and your boys together. Good connection with God, put you and the Lord together. Heaven gates, nigga.